Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Considering all of the strange things that's going on in America today, it gives us talking points. It gives us thinking points. My focus specifically is freedom, uh, liberation for the people, as I would want it for myself, at least the same for everyone else. And in that, I feel pretty comfortable because for me, the endeavor is to produce satisfaction and the extending of that to you, whatever your satisfaction is, as long as it's not causing pain and suffering to another. And so I was just thinking, ladies and gentlemen, most recently, maybe the past several years, we've seen some stuff that our grandparents saw, our great grandparents saw. We've seen it re-emerging. The thing of it is that it was kind of slipping, or should I say, slipped upon us to a certain degree, because we were kind of unfamiliar with our history. Being here in America, we have been, for obvious reasons, denied as much of our history as they can hold back. And so these things that's happening right now, they're happening, and we're finding out that they are not new. But what we find from that, ladies and gentlemen, is that the suffering, the pain that came from it. I'm speaking about people of color and poor folks. People of color and poor folks, white, whatever else. Here we were in the midst of a situation, trusting, believing, hoping, praying. And recently, ladies and gentlemen, we find that here in America, they're still trying to hide history, hide the truth. In our day, in our time, our brothers and sisters are trying to hide the truth, burning books to hide the truth. We've read about other people doing that, and we laughed about it and thought they were crazy. And now we're doing those same things, burning books, making sure that certain truths are denied, and even stand before the people and use an excuse or an example, should I say excuse, like alternative truth. Rather than accept it as being a lie, call it an alternative truth. In the meantime, the pain and suffering that has been levied on those of you who feel it, they have no plans to take it away. In other words, they really want to take your voice out of it, trying to make sure that you can't vote, or that it is so complicated that you choose not to. In other words, still keep you down. A system designed in its inception to keep people down. And for hundreds of years, it's been doing that same thing, keeping people down. And regardless of the time that's passed and how much we have identified ourselves as being geniuses, how much we have identified ourselves by the ability to make money, and our ability to make money is governed by who we associate with. And that association comes from those who got money. As politicians ask you for your vote, promising you this, while the people with money are giving them the free ride all the way to the White House or anywhere in between. The point of it is, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a system where it is admissible to be abused. And if we, the people, do not stop it, it will continue. Now, what can we do to stop it? You have the opportunity to be satisfied in this life, but you got to claim it. You got to earn it. You got to be deserving of it. One of the first things that you can do to assure that everybody can feel like they are the captain of their ship, they can feel as if they are the governor of their own body, is to have a career. but not just a career, one of your choosing that gives you your greatest joy. Everybody working. And what are they doing in this working? They are creating uh, abundance of all of the things that have already been determined are essentially necessary for bringing us a measure of life here. They are continuously doing that, maximizing it because everybody's engaged in this process to create a reservoir of goods and services that can never be depleted. As long as the power that is invisible, that allows growth, that allows life, that allows those resources outside of ourselves to exist, give out the imaginations, that stuff that comes together, we will do great things. And this is what we're counting on. But what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, this stuff requires a change in the way we do things. Right now, we are living in a system that, in order for we to have anything, money is controlled by men. Money came up. The attitude, the purpose for it was to do exactly what it's doing, and it's doing it. And it will take us all the way to hell, and it had no value at all down in hell. And the people who allowed you to come all the way down here, to suck you all the way down to hell, will be right there with you, just like you. No bigger, no better, just in hell, just like you, just like anybody that chooses that path. But I'm saying to you, you say, how can you put everybody to work? The first thing is to consider that question. How can you put everybody to work? So you say, you think you got a problem, and you might. But to deal with that problem, rather than having people unemployed, bombs hanging around the street, people in jail, rather than having any of that, you fix this problem. People unemployed. Everybody got to be employed. What do we do? There are several things we can do. You can name some of them. You can name some of them. You can name some of them. And after you give it some thought, you can come up with a whole bunch of things. And out of those whole bunch of things, you can wiggle it down to the best thing. And now everybody has a job, a great job that they love doing. And what are they doing? As I mentioned a moment ago, they are creating those things that we choose. And we're happy about it. And it's bringing us the thrill. Everybody has that thrill now that a few people had because they had money. Millionaires and billionaires had money and they could do these things. But now we've changed the system to express a spirit of togetherness, oneness, a spirit of God. And everybody is satisfied. Now, I ask you, what man amongst you that have been given an opportunity to choose the best life for yourselves, for your wife, for your children, for your neighbors, for your nation, would pass it up and allow these same ones to be suffering a lack of this and a lack of education, lack of all of the things that we lack? Who amongst you call yourself men, knowing now that you can fix this problem, choose not to engage yourself in fixing? Well, I'm really hoping that there are some people that call themselves mature and ready in this America before we start trying to talk to somebody else in another country. Let us prove ourselves worthy. And we won't have to say anything but answer the question, how did you do it? And it will be a wonderful opportunity to glorify. Until then, goodbye for now.